until I reach the end and over again.
Hi guys, this is Free Game Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are super excited to have you guys all here. We have a bunch of amazing guests here lined up and amazing performers. My name is Natasha Loya. I am Resources and Support for Bridgemakers, and I'm happy to be here with you today.
My name is Jose Perez. I'm incoming Chief Operations Officer. And yeah, we have an amazing show lined up for you today. So to kick it all off, we have our amazing fellow, great colleague, Devin Boeing, here to talk to us and to go over a couple of things and what he's up to and how we can just try to put young people on. Thanks for coming through, Devin.
For sure. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. So let's just kick it off. Let's just talk about, who is Devin? What makes Devin? Give me the breakdown.
For sure, yeah. I mean, first of all, I'm currently a student at the University of Minnesota in my fourth year, studying business marketing education. But I think what kind of makes me is has a lot to do with my experiences growing up, and I think those experiences have kind of molded me to be the person I am today. So yeah, I think to start off, I think my childhood, just growing up the way I did. I was raised by my grandma for the majority of my life, and that was because of the fact that my parents were deported when me and my brother, I have a twin brother, we were both 10 months old at the time. And I think that you can imagine how that would shape someone and how that would affect someone's childhood. But with that, it kind of gave me experiences that are kind of unique, considering that I moved around about 4 times throughout my childhood. I was born in North Carolina, then living in Ohio and moving to Minnesota and New York, and then back to Minnesota. Kind of created a lot of unique experiences that kind of allowed me to connect with people and just get different perspectives. So
yeah, because when I first met you at the fellowship dinner, I asked you, I was like, so where are you from? And you're like,
yeah,
I don't. You're like, I'm from a lot of places, and I was like, Minneapolis, St. Paul. I'm like, yeah, there's 2 spots.
Yeah.
So it was funny. No, yeah, you're super sounds like you're well traveled. You've been out of the country.
Yeah, I've traveled a few places. Like I said, I'm Liberian, so I've been in Liberia. I've gone to Italy. But yeah, most of my traveling's been in the country.
And so you said your parents are deported. Do you go back to visit? Or are they here?
Yeah, I actually went back it was 2 weeks now.
2 weeks?
Yeah, I was just in Liberia.
That's
so
amazing.
That was a great experience for me.
So yeah, so you've had a unique upbringing and a twin brother, which is crazy. I could talk an hour about it because I've always wanted a twin brother. But so what are a few of those upbringing moments that shaped your passions? What made you so passionate about financial literacy, about finishing a 4-year degree, about just the excellence that you produce?
For sure, and I think a lot of that comes from the struggles of just being raised by my grandma and various family members. I think recognizing that my family doesn't come from money, and a lot of the sacrifices they made, I kind of recognized that it was a lot of financial burden for a lot of my family members raising me and my brother and my other siblings. So just recognizing that, it kind of led me down a journey to kind of understand financial literacy and put myself in a position that kind of made me a little bit more financially free. So.
When did you get into this? When's the financial literacy kind of get on your radar?
Yeah, I think it started around I think my freshman year of college. I would say the summer before college is when I kind of started looking into things like stocks, and trying to just build that knowledge.
Were you always in the same major?
No. When I first came to the University of Minnesota, I was undecided, and then I recently decided my major last year.
Right, yeah, because I was like, that your when I asked you your major, it sounded very fitting for what you did. So it sounded like you had it figured out, but you kind of almost recently kind of got into this crypto lane.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely very recent. I think, if I remember correctly, it was around June of 2020.
Wow, yeah, right.
Yeah, pretty recent after the whole pandemic and we went into lockdown.
Right.
When that initially started is when I kind of got into.
Had plenty of time, right?
Yeah.
What else is there to do but to learn?
Yep, exactly. So I kind of started diving into crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then just kind of expanding my knowledge from there.
I love to ask you a few questions about that, but before we get into that, like, what are you working on? Like, why? Like, what exactly? You know, we're talking about crypto. We're talking about, you know, financial literacy and how that's like a big component in what you're doing. What exactly are you doing?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually starting a business right now, cryptic investing. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Our website's crypticinvesting.org. But pretty much what I'm trying to build is kind of like a central hub for everything educational regarding like Web3 technology, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, NFTs, and kind of having like a central spot for people to learn about that and kind of be a part of the whole Web3 shift that's currently going on.
So it's just kind of like you're trying to make it digestible for young Black and brown people. Yep. Very accessible content, very high quality content. To be honest, I was checking out. It's super fire stuff. TikTok,
for sure.
Instagram, super fire. Love it. And yeah, so when did you start making these videos? When were you like, I gotta spread this information? Like I'm actually making money. You gotta be making money, so you gotta be like, yo, I gotta spread the knowledge. When did you start doing that?
I mean, like I said, I started in June of 2020, and from there, like I kind of just started learning, and then like you said, I recognized I was making money, and I was just like, this is not one of those things that you can kind of like you want to just keep to yourself. You know,
absolutely.
If you're able to like impact your own life and change like your life for the better financially, then like that's one of those things that you should be sharing. So I recognized that, and I started like making TikTok videos in January of 2021.
Pretty successful.
Yeah.
What's your following now?
I'm at 38,000 on TikTok.
30, round that up, 40K.
Yeah.
You know, by the end of this year, 100.
For
like
sure.
Easy. Like
for sure. Yeah, definitely 100 by the end of this year.
Definitely easy.
But yeah, I kind of started there, and then I kind of realized that like the whole Web3 shift that's going on, the whole movement that's going behind it, I can kind of make this into something that's a lot bigger.
And help me out, because I'm not as financially literate. What is Web3?
Web3. Okay, so Web3 is kind of like encompassing like title for like the new shift of like the internet that we're going into, which is kind of like built on blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and NFTs.
Kind of like how Cash App's like a living bank in my phone.
Kind of like that, but more so of the sense that like the internet as we know it now is like very centralized. You have these big institutions, Google, Facebook. They're kind of just controlling the majority of the internet.
Oh, for sure, monopolizing.
Yeah, monopolizing it, exactly. And then what Web3 kind of does is kind of decentralizes the web and kind of brings it back to like what the original goal of like the internet and the web is meant to be. Is kind
back
of
to the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to the people. I love that. I love that. Bringing it back to the people.
Exactly. And then in realizing that, I kind of realized that like this is knowledge that can help a lot of communities that often miss out on like financial shifts like this. So that's kind of why I started cryptic investing and decided to really push that knowledge.
So let me I'm trying to peep game real quick, because as we're speaking, there's some stuff going down, right? Like there's some like, you know, I've checked my phone, Bitcoin's at like 37.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like you were talking about Ethereum. These are some big boy names, you know. These are the things I know. What's popping in the crypto world? Let me get a sneak peek of like if I were to go on your account on, remind me the Instagram again?
Cryptic.invest.
Cryptic.invest. Make sure you follow, and if you check out the content, what would I be able to pick up on?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of content right now, mainly about just like NFTs and using NFTs and how they're kind of going to be influencing a lot of our everyday lives, just in different ways. But a lot of, as far as like crypto and like cryptocurrencies in general, I think where like what's going to be very, very like important, or that's going to do very well in the next year, is like gaming crypto. Just recognizing that as people are able to implement cryptocurrencies into gaming, that incentive to be rewarded in like cryptocurrencies, essentially being able to like earn while you play, is gonna like revolutionize like that category, that industry. So I think that's gonna be a very like solid long-term play.
It sounds like gambling almost, right? It's just
not necessarily. I feel like you're kind of betting on the future of these like cryptocurrencies being integrated in these games and doing well.
But once it's integrated into the game, isn't that kind of like gambling? You're playing a game and you're trying to like.
I mean, like you could look at it this way, like the same way you play like GTA or something, and you gain experience or you have money in that game.
Right.
You can create a game that's on the blockchain and that rewards its users for playing the video game. In the same way that you get money in GTA, but imagine that money actually being money that you can
Okay, it's
use,
real,
you know?
real deal,
Exactly.
real dollar bills. Okay, I see.
Yeah, so that kind of introduces like the whole model of like play to earn, which is something that's very interesting that we're going to be talking about more.
Imagine a GTA where you can like rack up some money.
Exactly.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Imagine.
That'd be nasty.
Imagine.
You'd have to add me. Because I'm definitely trying to be on Devin's squad.
Yeah, for sure.
But
we'll see something like that pretty soon.
I'm excited, and definitely we gonna be. What are you? PlayStation or Xbox?
5?
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be on the PlayStation then for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
After we come up, do you think Bitcoin's gonna bounce up? Yes or no?
I think Bitcoin. I actually made a video about this.
So we
some
can
weeks
check it
ago.
out.
Yeah, you can check it out. Go back.
extensively?
Yeah, the receipts are there. But I made a video about, I think 2 or 3 months ago, talking about my strategy, and that was when Bitcoin was around like 60,000. And pretty much what I said was that Bitcoin, in my eyes, could go from the 60,000 to like around 120,000. And from there, like, that's a nice double in your investment, but like recognizing that the whole crypto market like is very explosive. So recognizing that like you can get 2x, you can either get a 2x or you can invest in something like a gaming coin, which has a lot more potential to do like a 5 to 10x. I personally am not like that invested into Bitcoin right now, so.
Right.
Like you kind of have, like, that's the way I look at it. But long term, Bitcoin is definitely gonna be here for a while. Ethereum, you should be looking at that if you're looking for a play that has the potential to like pull another Bitcoin. It already kind of is pulling another Bitcoin, but Ethereum is definitely something you should look at as well.
And this is not financial advice. This is just us talking, right?
Just talking, yeah.
Just between you and me.
Yeah, definitely want to clarify. This is not financial
Just
advice.
us. Yeah. We might even cut it out.
Yeah.
If they don't forget to put this in.
For sure.
So, bro, you're like killing it right now. You had like a super unique, dope story. You're in university and you're 4 years. Congratulations, by the way, because I'm like in community college, and let me tell you something, it's like not easy.
It's not
and I'm
easy.
like, you're killing it. So,
Thank you.
4-year college, you're doing your cryptocurrency stuff. You're also now expanding that with Bridgemakers, so you're putting more on your plate. What advice do you have to other young Black and brown individuals in the Twin Cities, Minnesota, across the country, on just expanding on what you know and what you don't know? Because you're in like 2 complete different kind of arenas right now. Because a lot of people would either be like, "Oh, forget university, I'm about to go do this crypto," but you're in like both lanes right now.
Right.
So I like to hear what would you give yourself? What advice would you give yourself if you were like 15, 16 right now?
What I would say, like, is I would say the main thing is to always like find what you're passionate about and stick with that. I would say that also don't look at like college as like something that you should just be dismissive of, because there's a lot of value in it, a lot of relationships, and like it also can help you just kind of figure out what you want to do if you don't understand what you want to be doing. I feel like for me, my journey throughout college was kind of something that I used to kind of like figure out myself and kind of figure out the path I wanted to take. And with that, it kind of led me to different opportunities. So definitely just one, follow the passion, make sure you're doing whatever you're doing, make sure it resonates with you. And then secondly, continue to be educated. Like education is like a lifelong process. So like you should always be either looking to be educated from an institution or make sure you're doing your own research on different topics, but like education is one of those things that is kind of like invaluable in my eyes. So
absolutely, because it's like one thing I learned is like when you learn how to teach something, that's like priceless. When you can put people on, it's kind of like, yeah, you can give somebody a fish, but teach them how to fish.
Exactly.
You can fish forever. So I love that. And so like, what can we expect for you from within like next 6 months? The next year, what can we expect?
I mean, well, one thing is that I'm super excited to be working with Bridgemakers. Being a fellow means a lot to me just because it gives me the opportunity to like work with the youth, which I believe is like one of the most powerful things. It's like investing in the future. So that's one thing I'm super excited about, is working with you guys. So you guys, everyone could look forward to some content coming between us, or either just some different projects we're going to be working on.
Plenty of work to do.
Yeah, but as far as like crypto investing, definitely going to be a lot of great content coming out continuously throughout the year. We have some great series. We're also going to be working with a number of institutions and consulting individuals throughout the year, so you guys can look forward to that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot planned, a lot more that I can't talk about, but yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, we won't have to sign any FDAs for today. But without further ado, thank you so much, Devin, for coming through, bro.
For sure, bro.
It's such a pleasure. We have so much more coming up. And yeah, thank you, Devin. What's some social medias? Let's give them. You know, I'm sure people want to stay in tune. So what are some? Where can people contact you?
For sure, you can contact us cryptic.invest on Instagram, cryptic.invest on Twitter. You can follow us or like our page on Facebook, and also look us up on YouTube. And like I mentioned earlier, we're on TikTok. That's our biggest following, at around 40,000 followers. You can find us there at Cryptic Investing. So that's pretty much it.
Stay in tune with Bridgemakers. We're BridgemakersMN at all platforms. We're going to get to that 40K on TikTok. Devin's going to help us out. And
sure.
Yeah, so thank you again. And
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Devin, for all of that wonderful advice and your experiences of yours that you shared with us. Next up is a really good friend of mine and a few guests of his own, Green and Lightning Rager Zarek.
What's poppin', y'all? I'm Lightning Rager Zarek, and these are my pals, Green. Hopefully you guys enjoy. We're about to play some tunes for y'all. First up is Take It All In. And before we begin, I just wanted to say a special shout out to Bridgemakers for hosting us and having us here and making me a fellow. I'm forever indebted to you guys. And so, yeah, let's rock. Oh, yeah. Take it all in, let it all out. I broke your heart, what you talking about? I stay over south, I got my own house, I got my own crib, just give me a spouse. Take it all in, I breathe it all out. There's dope in my lungs, I'm puffing out clouds, I'm rocking them crowds. My papa's so proud, and stayed on that block, was lost but I'm found. Hell yeah, I'm in my little city, hell yeah, that girl so damn pretty. Full metal heart cause my soul is numb, but she's still rocking with me. Been through a lot when I was younger, yeah, that pain is still with me. Don't try me, nigga, or you know I'll put a rack on your fitted. Spin your block, I'm trying to cop me a philosopher's stone. Either way it go, we dropping bodies right in the snow. Young Tempest is a fucking menace cause he say smoking dro. Big bro taught me how to dump the fucking clip it to reload. I'll make you love again, or we could be just friends. I'll walk this lonely road until I reach the end. To find some peace of mind, had to give an arm and a leg. I'll keep your loving hand until I reach the end. And over again, yeah, and over again. Yo, take it all in, let it all out. The darkness inside, just fight off the doubt. I don't even care about the money or the clout. I just wanna change the world when bars come out my mouth. Take it all in, let it all out. Feel how you feel, you can't scream and shout. Just don't forget that I'll be here till the end. Yo, we was raising hell in them streets, yeah, no justice, no peace. Bro got a stick when he sleep, yeah, this shit ain't sweet. Lil' bro had jeans and hoopin', say one day he play on the heat. Now he dodging the niggas that got some heat on the street. Look at Pop like, why you trippin', yeah, this life is for me. Sometimes I feel like people in this world are some sheep, but I stay strong, I carry on, don't quit, yeah, I keep standing tall. I saw the truth, he told me your family's right here with you. I'll make you love again, or we could be just friends. I'll walk this lonely road until I reach the end. To find some peace of mind, had to give an arm and a leg. I'll keep your loving hand until I reach the end. And over again, I won't let you go, no, 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 no. I won't let you go. I won't let you go, no, 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 no. I won't let you go, no, 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 no. I won't let you go. I won't let you go, no, 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 no. I'll make you love again, or we could be just friends. I'll walk this lonely road until I reach the end. To find some peace of mind, had to give an arm and a leg. I'll keep your loving hand until I reach the end. I'll make you love again, or we could be just friends. I'll walk this lonely road until I reach the end. To find some peace of mind, had to give an arm and a leg. I'll keep your loving until I reach the end. I'll make you love again. We can be just friends. I'll walk this lonely road until I reach the end to find some peace of mind and a given arm and a leg. I'll keep your loving until I reach the end and over again. Yeah, and over again. No, and over again. Yeah, hey, and over again. Let's go. All right, and then next up, we have Lane Capella. Hope you guys are ready. Lane Capella, let's go. Oh, I love this song. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. I said let's go. Hey, I'm like a drum, baby, coming me up and say what's up. These niggas don't want no static, I keep the hammer tucked. I want a Bentley truck, I got the devil's luck. Any stupid nigga that think I'm pussy, try your luck, what it do? It's 602, my brother got a Tuesday with the crew. I'm sitting in the throne, you in a stool. That shorty try to play me like a motherfucking fool. Yeah, I'ma cut my racks and say, my nigga, who are you? I'm so high, touch the sky, cause I'm super fly. The coupe doors going crazy, they on suicide. I'm with the mob, fuck with us, you must wanna die. I'm that nigga, take a picture, I go bye-bye. Mess with me and my niggas, you go MIA. Got the crowd bumping like a fucking 808. And I'm racing to the back, bitch, I'm never late. And I'm delivering this heat at a high rate like, ooh. Come on, baby girl, practicing my move because I'ma rock your world. Lightning Rager Zarek, nigga, have you fucking heard? Smoking out the swisher, nigga, it smell like a turd. Niggas stay chirping and singing to the birds. I'ma beat that nigga ass, nigga, pipe on this girl. You know I'm a rockstar, nigga, so I gotta get pearls. This little Rager Zarek, nigga, yeah, bitch, I might lose it. I'm hella ruthless. I sit with my strap and you know I know how to use it. These niggas talk shit, I look at Camo and say who this? I fuck on your girl, her pussy creamy like some Cool Whip. I got a new burner like a dragon, call it toothless. I'm sipping this Henny, got me singing about some new shit. These niggas so jealous cause they looking at my new fit. Chain around my neck, I had to drop a couple blue chips. I can never fail, all I'm saying losing. Fire to the app and hit it like we steady cruising. Switch up on their ass, I'm moving quiet like I'm looping. All these little niggas wanna try me, are you stupid? Yeah, I really do this, I say on my cool shit. Take it to the Chelsea, saying why do you know Cupid? Nah, little baby, but this shit is so crazy. I live my life with my dreams in one hand and some pain in the other. Thanks to my mother. Yeah, hey, go shout out my brothers, yeah. Yeah, got them like no other. Yeah, hey, yeah, you know they my cutters. Hey, got them like no other, hey. Yeah, 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 yeah. Quick shout out to Bridgemakers one more time. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys so much for having us. Yeah, I'm Lightning Rager Zarek. This is Green. This has been very dope. Very, very fun. Oh, you can find me at lrzarek everywhere for the most part. Yeah.
On Instagram. That's our handle. Go give it a follow. We'll appreciate it. It'll make us smile.
Hell yeah.
Hi guys, it's Natasha again, and I'm back with Zarek. You just had an amazing performance. Your songs were incredible. You know, thank you so much for taking your time today to do that again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, of course. I've known you for a really long time, so I'm really excited to do this interview with you today.
Absolutely.
Dope. So let's get started. What do you believe made you into the person that you are today, Zarek?
Man. What made me into the person I am today? I think that, honestly, of course, Southside has so much to do with that, but it's more than, like, where I'm from. It's, like, the people that were in my circles and in my communities and my neighborhoods, and just, like, a bunch of crazy adventures and experiences that, like, I picked up along the way, and, like, I tell a lot of these stories through my music, and, like, you know, it all came together as like a big old melting pot of Zarek. And so, you know, I try to like portray
all the things that I've learned and experienced and felt just through my music. And, you know, it's easy for the viewer to, like, listen to my bars and just be like, oh, he'd be running from 12 since he was 16. Oh, he's yada, yada, yada. Oh, he... whatever, you know what I'm saying? You'll see when you listen to the tracks, and, you know, so... to put it simply.
Well, thank you. How do you believe all of this, like, inspires your music? You talked about how, like, part of that is your experiences, but what else, like, makes your music?
Yeah, it's a lot of different things. So I'm like a closeted nerd, and so I love anime. Zarek actually comes from a Magic card. Yeah, I have no shame. I have no shame at all. Literally, I play Magic the Gathering. I don't care what anyone says. It's the best trading card game on the planet, and you can fight me on that. But that's besides the point. The main point is that, like, I take a lot of inspiration from anime and games and video games and like pop culture and media or whatever. But also it pushes it how do I say this? I'm very passionate about making space for people to be themselves, because ultimately I've walked through this world and walked through this earth just trying to be the best me I can be, and you know, I just want to make space and make words and lyrics that people can relate to and, like, feel safe in and feel like, oh, he gets me, you know? Oh, he understands what I've been through. Oh, he understands, like, what it is to be a weird kid on the playground that, you know, is like, I don't know. But yeah, I get inspired by the want to include everyone and, like, embrace everyone for who they are. And so, yeah.
That's beautiful. Like, really making sure there's some empathy inside of your music.
Absolutely.
There's, like, a huge lack of that in the industry today, so it's so dope that you're doing that.
Absolutely. I try to. Man.
So, outside of an artist, what else are you passionate about?
Yeah. I'm super passionate about the youth. Me and you are facilitators for this amazing group called YPAC, Young People's Action Coalition. And you already know, but we meet up with students relatively once or twice a week, talk about different projects that they want to do throughout the city and, like, different organizing events and, like, ways for the youth to directly give back to the community in their own way. And it's my job as a facilitator to present them, our job as facilitators, to present them with the tools and the connections that they need to organize and have their voices be heard. And so, yeah. On top of that,
tell me some more about these events you be putting out.
I'm dead.
Come on.
So this last year, I was living in a really cool house with some really cool homies, and all my homies knew that I made music, and they were like, you know, what if we started throwing a couple of shows here and there? And so our first show was actually on my golden birthday when I turned 21, and there was like 40 people in my garage. But I performed with a bunch of really cool cats, and they're standing back there. Give a shout real quick. Hell yeah. But those are my boys. That's Green back there. Yeah, we performed on my birthday for the first time. There was like 30, 40 people in the garage, and it was just so much love. And, like, as we kept doing shows out the backyard or out the garage, like, the numbers just started to increase, and, like, the connects started to flow in, and, like, other artists wanted to perform with me at my house. I was like, whoa. And so eventually, I remember we had a Line 3 show that you actually performed at yet again. But that turnout was, like, at least 250 people. And, like, it was absurd how much love we got, you know? And
it was a good night, for sure.
Yeah, it was
an
a
amazing night.
stellar evening. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, you know, just kept on trucking. Now I'm trying to become a show promoter and, like, book venues and book artists for events. Stay tuned, because
You know what?
You know,
While we're on the
it
topic
is.
of that, like, tell us what we can expect from you in the future.
Oh, well, I have a show with those cats back there yet again at Underground Cafe on February 11th. Also, Alyssa Rose will be there. Amazing vocalist. Shout out to Alyssa. February 11th at Underground Cafe, $7 for entry. You know what I'm saying? Bring your boo. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day vibes. You know, sweet little jam session. And if you don't have a boo, slide through and rage. You know what I'm saying? Because the Rager King will be there. After that, I also have another gig with Push Records. Venue to be determined, but a West African love show, and that's gonna be super fun. And then yeah, I'm also in the works of booking a place for a St. Patty's Day show, and so yeah.
It sounds like it's going to be busted.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
So we're going to wrap things up here, but thank you so much for dedicating your time today, performing, giving us your energy, because you are a beautiful individual, a beautiful soul. Why don't you share some links of yours so people can get in touch with you, they can hear your music,
Facts.
get to know more of Zarek.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Spotify and all other streaming services as Lightning Rager Zarek, spelled exactly how you might think it's spelled. And you can find me on all social medias on lrzarek. And so, yeah.
And why don't you spell Zarek for those who don't know for sure? Because I've
Yes,
gotten
yes.
it wrong before. I have.
Zarek. That is I.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
No, thank you. Oh my gosh. Special shout out to Bridgemakers, because holy crap. Man.
What up, everybody? My name is Jose Perez.
And Cole Stevens.
We're here going to be giving you guys a little bit of a political breakdown and talking about what's going on in the Twin Cities and why it matters.
Most definitely. Yeah, this is going to be a new segment that we're going to do on Free Game. And, you know, just kind of basically giving people free game about their government, about how to be civically engaged and, you know, make life better through engaging with our public systems.
Yeah, without a doubt. We're going to be really strategic with this information that we're bringing everybody. We want to be specific to youth, to black and brown individuals that are in the Twin Cities, and like talk about why it's important, why we should know this information, and make sure that we're informed that when it's time to vote, we're all on the same page and there's no, there's no room for error. So super excited, and I don't think there's any better duo than Cole Stevens and I to talk
Let's get it.
our ears off
Yep.
about local government.
Yo, we can get into it forever, man. And I think too, like, one of the main things we're trying to do with this information is be transparent and just give people the facts and show people different viewpoints so that they can do what they got to do with that information. We're not here to, try and make you think a certain way, but really to give you the power as a voter, as a citizen, as a stakeholder collectively here in, our city, in our state, in our country.
And not to brag too hard, but we're kind of veterans in this youth leadership arena, especially we are the experts, especially in the legislature. We have multiple great connections and allies within the Minnesota House, within the Minnesota Senate. Cole and I and so many other young people on our team have testified at the House and Senate for youth equity. We've actually done changes in the legislature. We really got some things underneath our belt, let alone the lawsuit that we've done. So we know about organizing, we know about government, not as much as we would like to, but that's why we have this.
Always learning. That's the thing here. We're always learning, and we're trying to teach the people at the same time. So yeah, man. I mean, like Jose said, like we really are seasoned in this, and we're taking from the youth unemployment campaign that we did in 2020 and 2021. That was really a bipartisan deal to get high school students and just young people in general basically protected at the same level as all of our workers and given those basic workers' rights in our state here. So yeah.
Absolutely. So, and with my experience, I'm currently serving on the St. Paul City Council as the youngest appointed official on that body. So I really want to make sure that with my lived experience, what I'm doing right now, making sure that I'm able to be just transparent, let you guys know how it's really working. I feel so blessed that I actually get the opportunity to do the work. So really excited to just get into it. And speaking of city councils, we had a really impactful ballot just last
Interesting.
year.
Yeah, super crazy actually.
And just like before we get into that 2021 ballot in Minneapolis, we're going to specifically talk about the Minneapolis race today. Like, let's just talk about it. What's a ballot, anyways? Like, can you explain that to me?
Yeah, dude. So and so basically, I'm just coming into this as a native of Minneapolis. I grew up there. I've lived there really my whole life, and so I got a lot of love for my city. And you're obviously coming from that same energy, but on the St. Paul side of things.
Absolutely,
so,
we need
Twin
one
Cities,
another.
baby.
Yeah, one
that's
can't
what's
thrive without the other, without a doubt.
So yeah, so basically, what we're talking about is the ballot measures from 2021. It was a crazy year to be voting. Obviously, we're in not only the environment of post George Floyd's murder, right where I literally used to take the bus to go to school, but we're also living in a COVID environment right now where there's a lot of stress and a lot of things going on in terms of policy. And so what really these three questions are, oh yeah, my bad. So the question is, what is a ballot measure, right? So there's a few different ways it can happen, but a ballot measure is basically a question about a law or policy that is up to the voters to decide. So rather than it be just sort of debated and enacted within the legislature or a governing body, the lawmakers, they get together and they hash things out and put things into law. It's really, okay, we're going to put this out here. And when you go to vote for your candidates for mayor or county judge or whatever, you go and you make your decisions, then there will be these ballot measures, ballot questions on there. And the three of them in 2021 in Minneapolis for the November 3rd elections were basically the first one was about, this is interesting now, taking instead of the, I believe it's called, what is it, like a council manager system or something?
They're approaching a strong mayor system now.
The strong mayor system. So there's the strong mayor system. Basically, it's should we consolidate executive powers in to rest solely within the mayor. That was the first question. The second question was actually removing the police department and enacting the Department of Public Safety, which is a measure basically to take public safety funds and take them, instead of just being in a police, to sort of spread them out into different areas like social workers and de-escalation officers. And then that third...
but AKA defund the police, right?
Defunding the police.
That's the zinger one.
Defunding the police. It's the zinger. And actually, we're going to get into it because the results of this were crazy. In my opinion, I just think it's super interesting. And so, yeah, basically, and then that third one was, should the council be able to enact rent control, right? So controlling how much you can increase rents. And so this is what happened, man. Executive authority consolidated within the mayor passed. Defunding the police and getting rid of the police department did not pass.
Very close.
44% voted yes, 56% voted not. The mayor one was a slim majority voted yes. I think it was like 51.8 or 52%. And then the other one, yes, the city council has been given the permission to enact a rent ordinance, but rent control ordinance, but they still have to do it. We just gave them the permission to do it.
That's the biggest difference. So it's like, you can be allowed to do something, but how long does it take for it to actually get done?
They actually have to do it.
Yeah. So it's like, for example, it's like those stimulus checks. You know how long they were talking about stimulus checks for a while? It took a while for it to come
a long time.
Like
yeah.
we talked about it for a while. Then
Months.
then the president talked about it for a while. And then they actually did it, and then it took a while for it to come to our bank account. Yep. Same thing kind of with this situation. Government just takes a long time.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way. It's just the system and how it is now.
Yeah.
But
and I mean,
it just takes a long time.
Some of it, comes down to the fact, too. I think one thing that's important to understand is that we're talking about a democracy here. When we're talking about democracy, we're talking about coming to middle ground with people that may not actually share our same perspective. And, who am I to say that just because somebody thinks differently from me that they're less than me? That's just not the way I see it. We're all equals as human beings, and we have different perspectives. And, coming together to create a better society, we have to do that together. So with that being said, that takes time, and it's not the most efficient process, right? Really, if you think about it, in terms of efficiency, well, you'd have a dictatorship, and they could just say whatever they want to do, and it would get done there. But obviously, we know that's not really the way to go.
So, speaking of that, though, I guess we can get into that very first question, right?
Yeah,
that strong mayor
system
versus the council manager system, I believe it's called. because that's actually an argument that people say. I'd like to describe the difference between the two, because it's very uncommon that people know about local government at this level. Basically, like we said earlier, that strong mayor system that St. Paul has been enacted that since the 80s, 70s or something like that. So Minneapolis just hopped on this wave. The strong mayor system, basically, that mayor is appointed as the CEO, not appointed, but
basically,
So they're the CEO of that city, where they have executive authority, where they have an automatic, basically a veto to the council. So before the council, like, even gets to do something, the mayor has the opportunity to be like, nah, like, let's not do that. That's not what we're doing this legislative session. So I like to think of it as having one singular boss, the CEO of the city, right? That's the strong mayor system. And then one boss, and then the council manager system.
Like 14 bosses.
It's 14 bosses in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So, there's the mayor, 13 council members. And what they do is, instead of the CEO appointing every single head of the departments, it becomes a situation where there's an executive committee.
Yeah, they have the executive committee.
So the executive
which is,
committee,
I think, 5 people.
5 people.
3
right?
council members, the actual mayor, and then I believe it's the, I think it's the president of the Charters Commission.
I believe it's the. I think you could be right. I think you're right. I do know that the previous executive committee did have the council president. I believe the council president has to be a part of that.
Yes, council president. That's what it was.
So basically, that's what it is now. The executive committee is basically dismantled. Mayor Jacob Fry.
Yeah, it passed. If we didn't say that already, it passed.
It
so
passed.
we do now have the strong mayor system.
And really, it's just thinking about, like, okay, I suppose if you're thinking about it, it's like, okay, would you rather have one boss or 14 bosses, right?
Well, and this is what it really breaks down to. So here's the thing. There are pros and cons to everything.
Absolutely.
Now, one thing is that this isn't just specific to this council and Mayor Fry. There are 9 new council members. And Mayor Fry is the current mayor. I think a lot of people are really heated up about this because Mayor Fry has come under a lot of scrutiny and a lot of flack over what people have said. A lot of people are saying he's not doing enough to actually reform the police system. And he actually ran on saying that he was going to do that and bring about a lot of change in that system. And there's a lot of people who are not satisfied. So
then George Floyd happened.
And that's what I'm saying. And so it's very interesting that this measure passed on a slim majority to basically consolidate executive authority. Now, what consolidating executive authority within the mayor means is that we have city departments in the city of Minneapolis. So, like the police department is one of them. Like, literally the people that come and pick up your garbage. That's a department. Sanitation, that's a department. And now the mayor has the executive authority to appoint the heads of those places, and then also just basically direct them. So the city council cannot have anything to do with, like, telling employees of the city basically how to do their job or what to do now. So yeah, that executive committee is gone. So that's what that really means. He's the CEO of the city, basically.
Absolutely. And I guess the question is this a good thing or a bad thing, right? I think we talked about that earlier where I was like, we want to know, is this a good thing or a bad thing? And I guess it really depends. Like, are you that 51% that really were like, I really like what Mayor Fry is doing.
Yeah.
Like, this past 4 years, I'm really satisfied. And I actually think that his leadership needs more authority. Like, he needs more, like, that's what we're saying when we do these measures.
Yeah.
And so if you like Mayor Fry, if you like what you're seeing,
probably happy right now.
You're probably like, I
Yeah.
casted my ballot that way, and I want it that way.
And here's the thing too, you got to see. So in terms of pros and cons, there's not as much scrutiny, and I suppose you could say there's not as many voices being at the table about the executive action of our city departments. Some people really hate that. And then what some people like, I think a big reason that this really got passed is because, like we talked about before, a democracy, having that deliberation isn't as efficient as just being, do this, and then people go and do it. So it is going to be technically, it could be a more effective system. Things could get done quicker. Those are sort of the touted benefits of the system. And actually, a lot of large cities, mid to large cities, do have this. So Minneapolis was kind of a unicorn without the strong mayor system.
And what I will say is, like, I can say the same exact thing, like, with the cons, right? It's like not the same exact things, but I can say that, like, okay, we can, boom, is it better to have 14 bosses or one. Well, in the case, when like trying to get stuff done, if multiple people are assigned the work, no one really does the work, right?
Right. If
So
it's
like
everyone's
one person.
job,
So
nobody's
it's like
job.
people can say there's pros and cons, but there's also situations where it's like, okay, well then like a lot of his staffers have a lot of influence on his decisions,
Mm-hmm.
So it's no longer a situation where it's like the power is in the vote. The power is in that mayor and his appointments.
Yeah.
in
So
his
so
office.
go out and vote. You know what I mean, for your mayor. One thing we got to talk about is like, dude, it is more important to vote local than it is in the primaries,
Absolutely.
like the presidential primaries. It really is more important because, or I'm not gonna say more important, but you are going to see the effects of that day to day.
Absolutely.
Way more than you're gonna see with the president of the United States.
And it's not glorified. It's not glorified to go vote for your city council or for your mayor or any of those things. It's like, oh, it's, every 4 years the presidential election. People will say go out and vote. Really, we should be going out and vote very frequently. School board elections, city council races.
And judges and your county commissioners. And actually, you have to vote for the county sheriff, the commissioner, the judicial system of our county. That's what the counties do. You have to go and vote for those people. So, even just doing a little bit of research on who's running for county judge or the attorney.
Or staying in tune to Free Game Fridays. We definitely want to.
Yeah, we're going to be dropping more information about candidates and things when elections are coming up for sure.
Without a doubt. And like just speaking of candidates, I definitely want to touch on the point that, okay, so Mayor Fry is coming into this second term like running. Like he got some more power than ever. He,
9 new council members.
9 new council members. Are you serious right now? I think he's like laughing right now, like with tears in his eyes, because he is not going to have to deal with a lot of the political baggage and political like bickering that he did, because he's gonna boom veto, boom appointment, boom like he's gonna be able to just cut the rubbish and just go straight.
And
for
anyone with that much power, you gotta watch those people. So don't stay ignorant. You know what I mean? If you're gonna be on social media, hey, do your thing. Hop on TikTok, but stay up on your. Look at what your elected officials are tweeting. All right, and also look at what journalists are actually writing about what's going on. Keep an eye on these people in power, man. You have to, because otherwise, if we remain ignorant, they're just gonna do whatever they're gonna do, whether or not it's good for the people.
And on another related note to the council, I do want to congratulate Minneapolis council president, Madam President, the first, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's the first transgender president on a city council in the nation. I believe that's what Minneapolis did, and I really think that that's just another like piece of evidence that Minneapolis is like breaking these glass ceilings, and that even politically, people are going to start looking at the Twin Cities in a different type of light.
That representation is so important, and I think it's always good when you're starting to see the power structures of our city, our state, our country looking more representative of the people that they're serving, looking more. I mean, Minneapolis is crazy diverse. So is St. Paul, crazy diverse in a lot of different ways, racially, even socioeconomically, like linguistically, like just, ethnicity, everything. It's a melting pot. And so it's super important that our legislature and city council looks like that.
The people that represent us, right?
Yes, exactly.
So with that all being said, it's gonna be an interesting new year, right? It's gonna be,
definitely.
It's gonna be different. The environment's gonna be different. The way that politics is gonna happen in Minneapolis is gonna be different. So we're gonna keep you guys updated. We're gonna do our research on these people. We're gonna make sure that we stay on tabs. Because there's 9 new council members. That's a lot of new council members. New executive authority. So much to keep up with, and we haven't even touched a little bit on St. Paul and what's going on.
No,
there.
We're gonna get to St. Paul. It's Twin Cities.
But there's so much going on in Minneapolis that really, what I said earlier, we can't thrive without one another.
And on top of that, the whole world was looking at us.
The whole world was looking
at us through this.
The pressure's on, and there's a lot of work to do, and we're gonna be doing our part to make sure that we keep these young people engaged, keep these representatives accountable, and I'm just looking forward to doing it with you here on Free Game Fridays.
I'm super excited for the segment. Get out and vote, everybody. You know what I mean? Stay up to date on what's going on. And another thing too, I just wanted to mention, For those of you guys who are trying to get more engaged, you can check out BridgemakersMN on Instagram. You can check out BridgemakersMN, the website. We've got articles. We've got, here at Free Game Fridays, we're going to keep doing more and more to update you guys on the actual ways that you can go out in your community, whether it be vote, volunteer, or just use your voice. Keep the power accountable and recognize your own power as the real stakeholder.
We are the future, baby. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Free Game Friday. We really hope you guys enjoyed. Special shout out to our production director, Talia. Definitely killed it, held it all the way down. So proud of the entire show and Omar, Devin.
Was amazing.
It was fantastic.
Dope.
So much more coming up,
Hey,
guys.
here at Stevens Production Studio too. You feel me? So it's lit.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much.
That's the first episode. Let's go.